I didn't think trying to find a church abroad would feel this complicated. I mean, back home it was simple. You just knew where you were going on a Sunday, the faces, the voices, the rhythm of it all. But being abroad, it's different. This is me trying to find a church abroad, and honestly, it's been a whole journey. I think what surprised me most is I didn't realize how church actually was important to me until I had to start over. Back home, church wasn't just a Sunday thing. It was community, it was familiarity. It was seeing people who knew your name, noticed when you weren't there. It was like family in a way that's hard to explain. And I think I always took that for granted because when I moved abroad, I suddenly had to rebuild all of that from scratch. And I knew I just couldn't not go to church. I needed it for my faith, for my grounding, for my mental space. Just for me. I honestly thought it would be simple. Like I was just walk into a church, instantly at home, and that would be it. But that's not what happened. Instead, I realized that churches are different depending on where you are. Different cultures, different worship style, different energy, even different ways people connect. Some are quiet and structured, some are more expressive. Some are warm, but I still felt like an outsider just sitting there. But I think the hardest part was feeling like I was starting over every Sunday. I remember the first church I went to when I first moved to the UK. I even became a member of the church, became a worker in the church. So the first Sunday I went to that church, I was invited by someone, like an acquaintance that I knew. So I woke up early, got ready, double-checked the Google map for the directions. When I finally got to the church, everyone already seemed like they belonged somewhere. People were gisting, they were greeting each other, they were talking, they were laughing, while I just stood there. It's not that anyone did anything wrong, I just didn't belong there yet. But that feeling is hard to explain because it's not like anyone was unkind or anything, it's just that I was new again. And I think this is the hardest part I didn't expect. Church hurting abroad isn't just physical, it's emotional. Especially when you're not just trying to find a building, you're trying to find community, you're trying to find a place to belong. There were moments I felt lonely, not in a dramatic way, but there were moments I felt out of place, I felt invisible. Even when I tried to join a workers' unit in church, I tried to make friends. Maybe because I was single, I didn't have any family or friends in a new country. Maybe that's why I felt lonely. But I just couldn't get rid of that feeling. But one thing I'm still learning is that it's okay to feel out of place while still feeling that you're held by God. Because this was something I even prayed about. I prayed about finding a community of Christ-centered, filled with Christ-centered individuals, where we can, a family in the UK, a family in church. I wanted that deep down in my heart and soul. And when I wasn't getting it from the church I joined when I first came to the UK, I just felt like no one really cares about me. So I'm just learning, and I'm praying, still praying. I'm learning to that two things can exist at the same time, which is feeling out of place while still feeling being held. But through all this, I think I'm learning something important. Church isn't just a place where you walk into and instantly feel settled. It's something you grow into. And I think God is trying to teach me patience in this season. He's reminding me that He's not limited to a building. Because while I'm still searching for a community, I don't have to search for Him because He's already here. I haven't really found my home church yet. I do have a church where I stay that I attend, but it doesn't really feel like home in that sense of the word. Maybe I just need to give it a bit more time. I've not been in this church long. I've been there for up to a year, but I don't feel like it's home yet. Maybe I just need to give it a bit more time. One thing I realized, or I'm learning while staying in the UK alone, is that some things just take a bit more time than others. I need to give myself grace. Not everything has to be rushed into, and not everything has to just go smoothly. So yeah, I am giving it time. I do have a church that or a community that I join online. I do attend from time to time as my schedule permits me, but yeah, I'm trying to give myself grace. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, that's my confession for today. Church hunting abroad has been more emotional than I expected, but also more shaping than I expected. If you've ever had to start over again in your community, in your faith, in your career, in your relationships, or your life in general, I hope you can relate to this, and I hope you feel a little less alone after watching this video. This is just one part of my confession. There'll be more coming soon, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications for when I post next.